Welcome, friends, to another episode of IGN Unlocked. It is the world's #1 Xbox show. Coming up this week, not a lot, but we're going to make it fun anyway. So the BAFTAs are coming up, which are sort of the gaming's closest version to the Oscars, sort of our most formal award show. So we're going to go through the nominees, make our selections, and then you can bookmark them for later, see how wrong we were. Another Resident Evil game is on the way to Xbox One in the wake of Resident Evil 7's success. Might not quite be the one you're thinking about, Destin, but we'll get to that. And then Telltale announced their voice cast for their Guardians of the Galaxy game. So with that, I'm Ryan McCaffrey, joined by Destin Legary.
Hey, everybody.
Alana Pierce,
Great.
Marty Sleva.
Hey.
The two of you returning from PAX East. So
Yeah.
Alana, Marty, Martlana, Alardi. What are we going
like
with?
What's happening? What just happened?
I don't like any of it.
What's
Milana?
happening? Moana?
Oh, Moana.
No,
Milana?
absolutely not Melania. You can't call us that. I'm putting a veto on that one.
I like Moana. That's a
Moana's
great.
good.
Putting a veto on that
It's
one.
not related to our names very strongly, but
PAX was good.
it was very cold.
Very
We
cold.
did make a video on some of the cool new Xbox controllers coming out, including custom ones for Crackdown, Sea of Thieves,
An IGN one.
an IGN one.
Did you make Snow Angels?
We could have.
Yeah.
The snow was lovely, but it was freezing cold.
I was there last year with, I think, a couple of you at least, and there wasn't a
Last
flake
year
of
was-
snow on the ground.
Last year was fine. The year before was hell.
Yeah, the year
This
before
is
was
kinda
probably
in
the
the
coldest
middle.
I've been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Between fine and hell. But yeah, games-wise, we got to see a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cool indie stuff. Alana and I were on a couple panels. We got to play Mass Effect multiplayer for the first time, which
Nice.
We have our thoughts up on the site, and then obviously we're doing a lot more on that soon, right?
Yeah, it'll probably have already happened by the time anybody sees
yeah.
this. We have a stream. BioWare's coming to town, and
Check
they're
it out
going
on
to,
IGN.
yeah, they're going to stream it with us at well, whatever. It'll have already happened. Noon Pacific on
On
Wednesday.
noon.
Probably still watch it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you can just
watch
watch
the
it.
replay or the breakouts.
Yep.
Hot takes are that it's a lot of fun and that the jetpack makes the level design traversal very interesting.
Nice. Like hearing that. Also, as we mentioned, so we're recording early, so I just wanted to say in advance, enjoy whatever huge story breaks in the world of
Crazy that
Xbox.
State of Decay just launched on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Go figure,
Yeah,
out
that
of
was wild.
nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
Sonic got canceled.
Crackdown 3 got a release date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything.
Amazing. Scorpio event happened.
Yeah.
It happened with no notice.
Wednesday night.
Yeah. All right. With that, let's move to the news. As I said, there's not a lot. It's been a quiet week, partially because we are recording early, I'm sure.
You say there's not a lot. There's an intimidatingly long list.
Well,
Yeah.
there's pretty much one story.
Yeah.
These are
It
just
is.
bullet points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get through them quick, Destin, I promise. But yeah, as I mentioned at the top, the BAFTA Awards are coming up April 6th in London. And, you know, as I said, they are sort of gaming's most formal awards, I think is fair to say. You know, we've got the Game Awards in December. They hand out trophies there, but the
GDC
BAFTAs,
awards.
Yeah, GDC awards. I mean, there's always Best of E3, the judges awards and such, but BAFTAs are in my opinion, feel free to disagree, kind of the closest we have to the Oscars.
Seems like they have a red carpet and everything there. So
Wow.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think BAFTA stands for?
Bold Athletics Fitness Training Association.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's not actually an awards ceremony at all. It's definitely, the B isn't definitely British. I'm relatively sure the first B is British and the last A is awards. Who knows what AFTA is, though?
Oh, it's definitely fitness related.
Like Fig Jam?
Anyway, let's move on with the. I thought we'd talk through these and see what we think. So the nominees for artistic achievement, Abzu, Dishonored 2, Inside, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4, and Unravel.
Such a vague way to say that.
So it's funny to say inside the Last Guardian. What's going on inside that man's body?
For me, I loved Last Guardian. I kind of hope that one will get the artistic achievement.
Well, what does artistic
my
achievement
personal-
mean?
I mean,
What
this
does
is
that
Just
mean?
what
It is-
they were able to accomplish with the tech available to them.
Well,
Does it,
or
though?
is it art direction?
I mean, that's the thing, is it's insane for Abzu and Inside to be in the same category as Uncharted, because like one goes for incredible photorealism, whereas the other is Inside makes me want to throw up for how beautiful it is.
I think I would go with Inside, but I feel like this category is so open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Like Inside and Abzu, well, I would say Inside because the way that it uses the art to tell the story and nothing else is super powerful to me. But then like Abzu was like nothing I've ever seen before. Obviously, The Last Guardian does have really impressive tech. It's like, I don't even...
I would also vote for Inside.
I would say Inside.
Shocking.
Same reason.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
it's
Yeah, you
it's
gave it
my
a 10,
vote. It's
right?
my vote
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, still mad that it didn't win our Game of the Year award.
Dishonored 2 was robbed.
No, it wasn't. The Witness was robbed.
Dishonored 2 did not win either.
The Witness was robbed.
all these
Low is
games.
very sad.
Well, just all these games are fantastic.
Okay.
It's going to be any of them win. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Did you guys play Unravel?
Yes,
We
finished.
reviewed
I
it.
thought
Last
it was,
level sucked,
Yeah.
but the rest of it was awesome.
Because I thought it was gorgeous, especially when they showed it at that press conference.
Yeah.
But then I didn't end up playing it beyond that.
It's very good.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
You
worth
can totally stop right before the last level.
Yep.
That's kind of a shame.
Just don't play the last one.
How long is it?
4 or 5 hours.
Excellent.
I was
65 hours.
I like to hear. Oh boy.
What do you think? So, what do you think, Destin? What would you be your pick for artistic achievement?
For artistic,
Handing out a
well,
trophy.
I kind of said Last Guardian, and the reasoning is just because of how committed that guy is to a vision once he sets forth.
Ueda?
Yeah, Ueda.
Trico.
That guy. I apologize.
Because actually a girl.
But yeah, the fact that he basically sketches it out and then it's like, this is what we're going to make, and then they make it. It's very impressive. But it's not going to win in very many other categories just because there's issues with the game, like frame rate slowdown and some gameplay mechanics that a lot of people didn't like. Some people thought that's how it was supposed to be designed. But for me, I would give the edge there.
All right.
That said,
Oh, sorry, no.
Sorry, that said, I would understand why Abzu or Inside or Unravel or even Uncharted 4 or any of these games would be any. I
That's
just
the whole
listed
thing,
them all.
is Any game
I just
nominated
listed
deserves
them
to
all.
win. That's pretty much every
Yeah.
awards category ever.
Well, this one's going to be tough. I don't know how they're going to decide.
Inside, that's what I said.
All right, it's 3 for
All right.
inside.
Audio achievement. So, audio achievement. Again, quite the eclectic group of nominees here. Battlefield 1, Doom,
Rock and roll.
Inside, The Last Guardian, Res Infinite, or Uncharted 4. So I'll tell you, I'm going to knock Res Infinite out right away because it's an old game.
Oh, suck it. That's my choice.
I know,
The soundtrack,
I'm
yo.
saying that's if I've
didn't
got a
play.
ballot in my hand, which I don't.
Because you're not a BAFTA.
That's my thought process there. Doom, I think. The soundtrack was cool, but like the sounds are.
I hate the soundtrack
don't-
so much in Doom. I played that. I just turned the sound off.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I did. I'm in the minority. Dude,
I know
most
you-
people
I know you
love
are.
the soundtrack, and the soundtrack sort of builds the better you get, which I always love, like soundtracks
Yeah.
that adapt
Yeah.
to a play style. But it is just like the gnarliest butt rock, and I do not want to associate myself with that sort
Right.
of rock or that. type
You're
of
very outraged by this.
Wow,
Yes.
I like
I
that.
don't like gnarly butt rock.
The Last Guardian had a wonderful soundtrack as well. Uncharted 4, just great audio quality, right? And then Inside did a lot. Was very minimalist. I actually don't know what I would necessarily choose here.
I'm
It's-
totally inside of Battlefield here.
Yeah.
In that,
So this
Yeah.
is audio achievement's different than soundtrack. The
think so,
soundtrack's
too.
already a thing, or music's already a
so
thing.
I feel
Another
like
category.
audio achievement is the impact that the audio has beyond
Mm-hmm.
just how good it sounds. And I feel like Inside, like you guys told me when I started playing, I wasn't playing it with headphones, and both of you were like, "That's crazy. Play it with headphones."
Because
And I did. I
Inside,
was like, "Oh."
For all intents and purposes, Inside doesn't have music, right? It is sound effects and it's a soundscape. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't be nominated for best music, even though it's nominated for best music. I'm literally looking at it right now into the future. And also, there's that story of how that dude's recorded a bunch of sounds inside of a human skull.
Right.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
I'm with Alana. Inside definitely deserves a nod here, just because the whole tone of the game definitely sets up like the ambiance and it makes you uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
there's that one area later in the game where sound
Things are
totally
squishy?
changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spoil it, but there's a very interesting moment. And the squishiness also adds to that unease
so
that
disgusting.
you're supposed to feel.
Yes.
And it,
Which
it
means
really
it's
helps.
effective.
Sounds like you're playing bongos on ground beef.
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
They
So
might be.
We're in agreement that Inside gets everything so far.
No,
Yeah.
Sure,
All right.
Ryan.
What the hell? How is the next category best game? How did we get there so quickly?
That's just how I.
There's there's audio, and then there's best.
So we're going right to it. Best game. I'm sorry. I would absolutely vote for Inside, just like I voted for it at
So
IGN.
the list is Firewatch, Inside, Overwatch.
It's an amazing list.
Stardew Valley, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4. Where's Dishonored 2?
Where's the witness?
Hashtag
How come the
Dishonored
witness
2.
isn't nominated for anything? Of these Inside.
Overwatch will win.
Yeah, for me, honestly, Inside and Overwatch are the two that stand out the most for best game. I don't know who I would give it to.
Those were our first and second place games here.
Yeah.
Overwatch is obviously clean up a bunch of awards. Even I think it was our game of the year, right? Yeah. For me, it's like fourth on the list. I totally understand why it's winning so many awards, but
It's fantastic.
again, I would go Inside.
Best British game. So
Okay.
Marty, British
Whoa.
awards, British
Boy.
game.
Bip bip.
So this is a game
What?
developed in the UK. I think Australia maybe counts.
It doesn't.
Doesn't?
No, it's part of the Asia Pacific region. It
Isn't it-
definitely does not count.
It's part of the
Isn't it a
Commonwealth.
colony or something?
Part of the
Yeah,
Commonwealth.
it's a Commonwealth. Yeah.
Yeah. See? Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, Batman Arkham VR, Forza Horizon 3, No Man's Sky, Overcooked, Planet Coaster, or Virginia. It's easy for me. I've taken Forza Horizon 3 on that.
I'm scared of cars,
It's tough.
and I really liked Virginia, so I'm gonna go with Virginia. If you haven't played Virginia, you should play it. It's a really good sort of Lynchian Twin Peaks adventure game about a detective and a weird sort of cabal, and it's told via 0 words or dialogue, but it tells a really cool story.
Yeah,
I liked
so
it more than
I actually finished it last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like it as much as you or as Chloe who reviewed it. And then I found it kind of hard to follow.
Yeah. You were too scared, you said.
I did not say that. I definitely didn't say that. It wasn't a fear issue. No, it's a very interesting game though. And it's both cheap and really quick to play. So if you haven't
Cheap
checked
isn't
it out, totally
inexpensive, not cheap isn't chintzy.
Yes, as in does not cost a lot of money. My vote for this one is probably also going to be Forza Horizon. Yeah.
So No Man's Sky is on this list. I don't think that game's going to win, but I definitely respect what they tried to do. But I think with all the PR issues that they've faced, with people feeling misled with that product, it has no chance in this category.
I don't think that it would be downvoted based on people feeling misled. You know, the biggest issue I had with No Man's Sky on launch was that it didn't have a ton of substance. And I think
That's been fixed now.
it effectively has. They patched a lot of stuff in, so maybe they judge it differently based on that.
2017, though, not in 2016.
That is true. That is a good point.
Yeah.
I actually think one game on this list that's going to get a lot of attention, that's Overcooked.
I was going to say that too.
That's a huge multiplayer game. Everybody in the office who plays it absolutely loves it.
Very true.
And you always hear people laughing and having a good time when they play it.
Yeah, it's super fun.
I could see that one standing out.
Yeah.
All right. Best debut game. So from a first-time studio, a studio making their first game. Firewatch, Overcooked, which Destin just mentioned, Oxenfree,
Overwatch.
That Dragon Cancer, The Witness, and Virginia.
How cool is it that Firewatch, Oxenfree, and The Witness were all freshman efforts?
And so close to each other.
Yeah. That was all within like literally a month of each other.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I would obviously go with The Witness. That was my game of the year last year.
It's interesting that The Witness is a debut game.
I mean, Thekla, it's their first game.
Technically is, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Firewatch is probably going to win this, but I think I'd go with The Witness as well.
I think I'm going to go with Firewatch only because I didn't play The Witness.
Totally should.
Yeah, I need to. I did play That Dragon Cancer, but that game's pretty rough. It's just very emotional.
Yeah.
Emotionally impactful.
It does a good job of what it tries to do, but that doesn't mean it's fun to play.
The one that sat with me the longest, though, sorry to interrupt you, Marty,
no worries.
is definitely Firewatch. Like, after that ending, I asked my friends what they decided to do and how they handled it and what they thought about it. It just created a lot of conversation amongst coworkers and friends. So Firewatch gets the edge for me.
Yeah.
For me as well. Best evolving game. So this is sort of...
This is an interesting category.
Destiny.
I think
We should do something like this.
Yeah, this is an interesting, just a kind of a cool way of saying, hey, a game that's like a game as service, basically, and how it's persisted since its release date. So you've got Destiny with Rise of Iron, Elite Dangerous, Horizons, EVE Online, Final Fantasy XIV, Hitman, or Rocket League.
Right, Destin voted Destiny. What do you vote?
Oh, you want to say?
I mean, I haven't. The thing is, I haven't really played. Let's see here. I mean, I haven't played any Destiny since it came out. I've played a little bit of Hitman and a touch of Rocket League, but not really the rest of it.
You know,
So I might have to more or less abstain from this.
Yeah, I really, really liked Hitman.
Yeah.
I really liked the episodes of Hitman. I really just feel like because they released it in episodes, less people bought it. It didn't have like a sustained hype or like one drop that really kicked it.
Yeah,
so.
but I feel like talk about the game grew and grew. Not amongst us, like barely anyone in the office played it, but like a bunch of people I follow online and a bunch of devs especially were
feel like
talking
I've
about the
seen
game
almost
with
no one.
every episode. A ton of the Giant Bomb guys, Steve Gaynor, Patrick Klepek, like a bunch of people were playing
It was really, really good. And for sure evolving. Like I feel like Final Fantasy, I didn't feel like was as much of an evolving game as the rest
Final
of it.
Fantasy has had some huge, amazing DLC packages released since its launch. Final Fantasy XIV launched with a base build of the product, and then it has gone on.
Yeah, I
they
mean, Realm
redesigned
Reborn ostensibly just rebooted that game. Like,
Yeah,
it might as well
exactly.
not be called Final Fantasy XIV anymore.
Yeah, and then
Was it
Heaven
last year,
Sword and
That was
everything
last year, yeah. No, that was Realm Reborn was like
years
2
ago.
years
That's
ago. Yeah.
my question. Is like,
my
did it
serious
evolve a lot last
answer-
year?
My serious answer is Final Fantasy XIV because they have continued to refine and add new story content, and the player base there just absolutely loves what they've continued.
I guess
to
I just
build
didn't
upon.
see a lot of that last year, but I also, to be fair, wasn't paying attention. So.
Yeah,
Bungie's not happy.
Oh, dang.
sorry, Bungie. Well,
think-
Destiny's not evolving anymore. They're releasing the last update.
This was 2016.
End of the month.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Put your brain back in 2016.
Rise of Iron is not a stellar piece of content. I mean, I think we reviewed it fairly
dang.
around a 7. It's just there's great stuff for people like me who are nuts about the game, but there's a lot of story elements that are a problem and things like that. So
Yeah, that's fair.
it evolved, yes, but for the best possible outcome, I don't know.
I find this really hard to answer. Probably I would vote for Hitman, but I think Rocket League will win.
Rocket League is mostly is it no plenty of cars, right?
Yes.
Has it added other stuff too?
Modes.
Tracks,
Yeah, they added
Oh,
modes.
great.
Yeah,
Okay.
like interesting modes that like legitimately like turn the rules of the game on their head.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. Marty, did you vote?
I literally haven't. I've played 5 minutes
Yeah.
of these games.
Rocket
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Marty picked Rocket.
Best family game. Here's a category that we don't think about particularly
Ryan can
often.
answer this one.
Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, Overcooked, Playroom VR, Pokemon Go, Ratchet and Clank, or a game I've literally never heard of until this exact moment in time,
Same.
Toka Hair Salon 3.
What?
Is that from the
finally,
makers
the
of
trilogy is complete.
Toka Race Driver? What is Toka?
Not no.
Yeah.
Get your Toka hair
Wow.
game on point. Yo.
Who knows?
Man.
Who knows what Toka is? The correct answer to this question is Pokemon Go.
I agree.
I'm going to disagree for the sole reason of it's a game where you do this. You're not playing
But-
that with your family.
You are absolutely. You're wandering around
yeah.
a city with your family.
It's crazy social.
Yeah.
going Ratchet and Clank on this.
I don't. I want to argue with you, but I gave the game a 9. It was one of my favorite games of last year. Ratchet and Clank's incredible.
I'm gonna go Overcooked.
That's a good one.
The panel is nearly divided.
No, the correct
Oh,
answer
no.
is Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, because it got people out of their house. There was mothers playing with their children, and they
Yeah,
would
my
go outside
mom and my
together.
sister were playing it in Australia and would like text me screenshots of what they were doing, which is super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It opened
Awesome.
up like a whole new realm, a whole new area of communication between
And then it died 2 weeks later.
parents and children.
And then people stopped
Yeah.
playing.
Except for Andrew.
And then
Except for
Andrew's
Andrew.
playing.
Playing.
Andrew's keeping that game.
And then what did he walk off a bridge or something?
He
Yeah,
didn't walk off a bridge. He fell off a slab.
It was
Walking
a-
off a bridge makes it sound like he killed himself.
it was a pier.
He,
and
like,
almost on the water.
Hurt his foot. Something. I don't
He
know.
hurt his leg.
It's very funny.
It is.
Best game design. Now you get into some heavy hitters here. Battlefield 1. So this is game design. This is as core as it gets. Battlefield 1, Dishonored 2, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and The Witness. How do you
There's 2 on here.
That's incredible.
how do you even choose?
It's obviously Dishonored.
I know you're going to say that. Just shut up.
It's got such
Think I know
good
what
game
Marty's gonna
design.
say.
I'm going to say The Witness just
Yeah.
because of its it
language.
created a language that you've learned throughout the game in a way that no other game I've ever played has done.
Yeah, for this I see. I mean, it's almost impossible to. How do you differentiate these? So
Yeah.
the way I'm going to differentiate these in my head is what does something that I kind of haven't seen before, and it is The Witness.
Yeah, each one of these builds upon a predecessor. Battlefield 1 has
Yeah.
a shooter lineage. Dishonored 2 is Dishonored 1. Inside has Limbo. Overwatch has hero shooters. And Titanfall.
My runner-up in this would actually be Titanfall 2 because of how smartly designed that campaign is.
Oh,
the
campaign's
single
so
player
good.
campaign. But yeah, I would vote for indeed
Screw you guys.
The Witness on this one.
For me, it's Overwatch. I mean, Overwatch just has really unique characters. They all have unique powers that can either work in conjunction with one of the other players or just solo to do damage dealing and stuff like that. And there's people like that game is pretty phenomenal from a competitive standpoint.
Overwatch does a great job of putting a group of characters who look like they should not belong in the same game and making them make perfect sense in a line.
Definitely.
I think like including balancing, which they obviously had issues with, but have totally evolved along with the game. Like it's amazing that game works with the amount of characters that are in it, and it really does.
I think it's a Battleborn ripoff.
Said no one ever.
That's just me. That's just me. I think they saw Battleborn come out in March and they said next month we're going to release our game. And
Yeah,
then
you're right. They didn't really market it at all
And
before
then
that.
they made their game. They made it very quickly, so I give them quickest game of the year award.
The next one's a little strange.
Yeah, this is an interesting category. Game innovation. Batman Arkham VR, Firewatch, Pokemon Go, That Dragon Cancer, Unseen Diplomacy, and The Witness.
I don't think 3 of these games are innovative at all.
Yeah,
I don't think
there's
Arkham
2.
VR, Firewatch, or That Dragon Cancer are innovative.
I don't
in
think
terms of
Pokemon
mechanic.
Go is either.
And Pokemon Go is literally built on a
An
different
old
video
engine.
game
Yeah.
that already
It's
existed.
the same
Yeah.
game.
The only reason I even mentioned Batman Arkham VR is because they did VR the best I've seen in a while, besides budget cuts. I think Batman Arkham VR is
Budget
probably
Cuts isn't out yet. That's the problem
well,
with
the
that
demo,
game.
the demo.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with Batman Arkham VR. But did it innovate? I mean, it put everything together that already existed very well.
Made me feel like Batman for an hour, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it had a really good sense of place for a VR game. Like some of the best sense of place.
Yeah.
We have to Witness again because that's
Me too.
what I vote for.
Me too.
I find this one really hard. I think I'm going to go with that Dragon Cancer.
There's been plenty of games
feel
with
it-
dragons before.
Did it innovate narrative-wise? Is that what you're thinking?
The way that it told the story, and I don't know, it's very hard. I kind of struggle with the word innovation just in general.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard.
Well, to me,
put
you
an
can't
answer
say
to.
if the thing is innovative until you've seen its mark that it leaves behind.
Yeah, wait 10 years and then you can decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Also, shout out to Unseen Diplomacy. I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Still unseen.
Yeah.
That's
Quadrilateral
probably the
Cowboy
winner.
came out last year, right?
Yeah,
Like, that would have been a cool thing
It was
to
like a
see.
hacking game.
Yeah.
Best mobile game, everybody's favorite
Ooh.
around here.
Okay.
You've got The Banner Saga 2, Dawn of Titans, Deus Ex Go, Pokemon, Sun and Moon, or Reigns. I have to
It's obviously
default to
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go here. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the Go games that Square Enix Montreal does. Deus Ex Go is my least favorite of the three.
Same.
Still really good, but yeah, I'll certainly give a nod to
Hitman
Pokemon
Go
Go
is my
on this
favorite.
one. Yes, Hitman Go is my favorite too.
Yeah, also Pokemon Go.
Yep.
Pokemon
Easy.
Go.
Yep.
Reigns
Easy.
Reigns is a really cool game. If you haven't played it on your phone, download it. It is pretty much it's like a fantasy roguelike where you're born as a king and you try to survive for as long as you can by making decisions, but every decision is pretty much a Tinder swipe. And so like someone comes to you and it's this witch and it's like, let me into your kingdom.
Like
and
that
I'll,
part in Fable 3.
like that part in Fable 3. Exactly.
That's
and
cool.
so and then you're playing the entire game like you would like try to bang out on Tinder, but then you try to see how far you can last in your it's
Just like
kinda
banging out on Tinder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's all about lasting
Well-
as long as you can.
That's a pretty good sales pitch, actually, Marty.
Thanks.
That actually does sound really cool.
Best multiplayer, another tough category. Battlefield 1, Forza Horizon 3, Overcooked, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Tom Clancy's The Division.
I really like that Forza is listed as multiplayer because I mean, it really is a multiplayer game when you think about it.
Absolutely.
It's easy to take that for granted because you can play it almost entirely solo, but people will still inhabit your world when you do.
Yeah. Hey, drivatars.
I mean, all of these games are so good.
I don't think there's a world where Overwatch
It's
doesn't
stressful.
win.
Yeah.
There's a world where Battlefield 1 wins this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Compared like
That's probably what I would vote for in this
Yeah.
category,
I
honestly.
mean,
I would
but
vote for
the thing is, Overwatch is the only one of these that is only a multiplayer game.
Overwatch is fantastic, but Battlefield 1, the only reason I give it the edge is because it's also fantastic, but when you're in that world and a Zeppelin's crashing around you and there's a tank smashing through a wall, it's just action-packed, nonstop.
Yeah.
You don't really know what you're going to experience every time you sign in, and it does a good job of immersing you in that war-like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a great
I just
game.
used the game title in my description.
Music. This is always a good category. Marty alluded to it earlier. You've got Abzu. You've got Marty's pick, Doom.
Don't do that.
The Division was also on that list.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He said it.
It
Yeah,
just,
I mentioned it.
just didn't get
Sorry,
acknowledged.
that was
Sorry,
it.
Ryan.
For music, Abzu, Doom, Inside, The Last Guardian, Uncharted 4, and Virginia.
I'll have it inside the Last Guardian every time. I find it very far. I don't know what's going on inside that tuft of fur.
Music
Find
though,
out.
for some of these, I don't really know. A lot of it's ambient stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Inside's definitely ambient stuff.
Yeah.
that's. I mean, even as much as I love Inside, I think for best music, Abzu is my pick here.
I think so too.
Yeah, Abzu would be my number 2 pick. That was Austin Wintory, the same guy who's done the score for the Banner Saga and for Journey, obviously. Last Guardian to me, though. Like, I reviewed that game and had a lot of problems with it, but its score was captivating.
Score was phenomenal for sure.
I don't remember the music in Virginia.
I don't either.
you
and
love
I played
that
it
game.
I
last
loved it.
weekend.
Yeah, she played it last weekend.
I don't feel strongly about any of these, honestly. But
Neither.
I mean, Uncharted 4, maybe just because of the orchestral theme.
Yeah, I
Just
feel like I
they put
remember it
into
having
it.
really triumphant, nice music, but it's,
But I don't feel strongly about it, so I'm
I
not
don't
going to
either.
be like, that's my game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2 had Run the Jewels in it, so that would be
There
mine.
you go.
No.
Or Final Fantasy 15 would win because it has all the music from all the previous Final Fantasies that you could play while you're in your car.
Gears of War 4 has Run the Jewels in it.
literally in
Does.
it.
Yeah.
They're playable multiplayer
Speaking
characters.
of Gears of War 4, Microsoft really boned us at PAX
Really?
because they had a 40-pound chocolate Lancer.
I always saw pictures of this.
And we went and talked to them afterwards, like, why didn't you tell us that was there so that we could have went and filmed the video? with this-
Absolutely would have made a video about it.
And
they were like-
then our buddy Blaine Howard claimed that he told me about it, and he
yeah,
didn't.
he said he texted mine.
There's no paper trail. We've never texted before. That's a
But I
complete lie.
texted you. Who named Marty? Did you
I don't know who he
text?
texted.
Yeah, we're wondering if he texted like the wrong
Was
person.
Marty O'Donnell?
Marty
We got
O'Donnell's
this
like-
broccoli lancer.
Marty's like, I don't
gotta
work here
check it
anymore.
out.
I don't care.
Blaine, I blocked you a while ago. You need to stop.
Oh my goodness. All right. Narrative. This is the Marty category.
Dang.
Here we go. Dishonored 2, Firewatch, Inside, Mafia 3, Oxenfree, and Uncharted 4.
I'm gonna be honest.
Just put a single round into a revolver and spin the
I mean, yeah.
Dishonored
honestly.
2 does not belong on this list. I love that game
Never heard you say
so
that.
much, but I think the narrative is probably the weakest part.
Oh, what's mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, how do you even? I mean, I can even only narrow this down to 3. It's Firewatch, Inside, and Oxenfree. With all due respect to Mafia, which I only played a little bit of, but
Yeah.
heard from Marty how awesome
I mean, the story is the game. Yeah.
I mean, I'm Uncharted, Oxenfree Inside.
Firewatch for me for the same reasons I gave before. Just the fact that the conversation continued after the game ended.
Sean did a whole show with us. So did Jake. I think just the slight letdown of the ending of the reveal. I've been it's either Oxenfree or Inside for me, and like, oh man, how do you even do that? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Oxenfree, and that's not because I'm wearing a Night Schoolers hoodie right now. That they sent me. Thanks, Night Schoolers. Your hoodie is very comfortable.
It is
keeps
really
me warm in this
comfortable.
very cold
Very
studio.
soft on the inside.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go Oxenfree because a lot of the sad stuff is splitting the vote for me. So I like the fact that Oxenfree wasn't that sad, which is weird for me because
What?
all I like is sad stuff.
The end of the
Oxenfree is
game?
pretty messed up,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
No, it's fine.
There's
It's
death in that
fine.
game.
Yeah, there's death in all these games.
I was like, it was great.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
I'm gonna go with Inside.
I'm
just
gonna go with
because
Inside as well. Yeah.
I still think about that game and what it means, and I love. Some people might dock it for that, like, well, it's super vague, and it's like I actually love that it's leaves the player to draw their own totally open-ended conclusion to like, what does this really mean?
Inside is somehow it's the only thing where I'm like, game doesn't have a story. Game doesn't have a narrative. That's what I said in that meeting,
I
which is
so
so weird coming from me
passionately-
because I'm all about like
aggressively
giving
disagree.
them give trust that people are smart enough to parse through what this thing is about. It ain't there for Inside. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I
just
think
don't
the game is
slap you.
incredible. I totally agree with your 10. I think you guys are wrong.
You're getting defensive right
I think
now.
you guys are
I
wrong.
agree with you, Sam, but you're wrong.
I think you guys
Moving
are
on, I guess.
Yes,
Wow.
just 2 more left. Original property, so effectively original IP here. Another great category. Firewatch, Inside the Last Guardian, Inside the Last Guardian.
Hey.
Overwatch, Unravel, and The Witness.
All right, The Last Guardian is barely an original property.
I
That
agree
thing,
with
in all
that.
intents and purposes, is a sequel to Eco and Shadow.
Yeah.
Inside's a spiritual successor to Limbo.
Yeah.
So
like, are we relating them on just which is the best game?
I don't
Or
know.
which is best in terms of being an original property?
Best,
Because it's
best non-sequel.
or
do you
like
think
what has the
Inside
most
is better
potential
than
to live on?
I don't know.
Well,
I
then
think
that's even harder.
There's never gonna be a Witness 2. There's never gonna be a Inside 2. Whatever.
I don't think
next
there are
game
any
will be The
sequels
Last
to any
Guardian
of
2.
those
I mean,
games.
Firewatch is getting a movie, so that worked.
I actually
Overwatch?
think for this one I would vote Firewatch.
Yeah.
But I also want to cry a little. So
Yeah, I would go. I think I would go Firewatch for this as a property. I don't want to call The Witness a property.
Oh, I thought you said Overwatch. I go Overwatch for this one.
We'll go Firewatch.
I guess maybe if I define it, as I think Alana just said, of which game I'd want to play more of, like a sequel. Yeah, Firewatch. Give me more. I want more in that
I who
universe.
said that, but it's fine.
Well, we're the same. We're the same people. That's fine.
Thanks, Marty.
Pretty much like the Lutesses.
Yeah.
When I
Doesn't row.
when I say it's you, she gets mad that it.
It's fine. This is
But
Yeah,
then
you
when I
just
say
assign us
when I say it's
correctly.
her,
we deal with
You
this.
just have to do it right.
We deal with it. We deal with
Stop
this
being
very often.
wrong.
It's totally fine. It's totally
They're both wearing sweaters.
I
throwing
can't
off,
help
too.
being wrong.
Wait, are you wearing your Oxenfree
No, I'm
sweater?
not.
Oh.
No. Mine's actually closer to Ryan's right now.
Which
Oh
is,
wow!
Glad
What's
we got
going on?
that
Where's
photo.
your hoodie, Dustin?
yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't get the memo. You guys gotta Slack me.
We do look very similar.
It's it's
Everyone's
like
wearing black.
It's
and
like the
brown, too.
fancy show with Phil Spencer a couple weeks ago. Where
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
all button up.
This is the opposite of fancy, though.
Yeah.
This is like this pajama show.
Yeah, we really scaled it back from
This
last
is
week.
this is the Tech Bros episode of Unlocked.
Hey, I didn't drop a pen. That's
Oh,
good.
That's a plus.
My favorite moment.
Final category is best performer. So best acting effectively, whether it's voice or performance or both. You have Alex Hernandez playing Lincoln Clay in Mafia 3. Sissy Jones playing Delilah in Firewatch. No love for Richard Summers.
Yeah, he did great.
Emily Rose playing Elena Fisher in Uncharted 4. Let's see. Navid, I'm going to hopefully not destroy this. Navid Negaban. I hope I'm close and doing my best. As Haj Aga from 1979 Revolution Black Friday, which I know Chloe adores that game.
Yeah.
Nolan North as Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4, and Troy Baker as Sam Drake, spoiler, in Uncharted 4.
Those were easier to say. I'm going to go with Sissy Jones from Firewatch because I think it was incredible because her entire character is a character that only exists via voice. Yeah. You literally don't see her.
I'm absolutely with you on that.
I'm going with Elena Fisher.
It bothers me that there's 3 Uncharted characters on the list.
But the voice acting in that game is very
And the
good.
performances. That game is the only, the Uncharted cast are the only ones that physically perform their characters as well.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Sissy Jones from Firewatch.
More IGN love for Firewatch.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. So those are the BAFTAs. Those are our picks. Whatever we ended up picking. Some of them we were divided on. Some of them we had a little bit of consensus. So stay tuned. April 6th in London, the BAFTA awards will be officially handed out.
Every
But
time we get one wrong, drink.
that's
Maybe don't do that.
we are not endorsing that.
You have to
We
like
did not
choose
say
one
that.
of us. Whew. Like who's my sponsor tonight?
All right.
Designated driver.
Let's move on. Just a couple of other stories this week. Resident Evil will be getting another entry on Xbox One, but it's not the Resident Evil 8 that you were probably assuming it was, because Resident Evil 7 just came out. We can't have 8 just yet. Instead, Resident Evil Revelations is coming to Xbox One this fall.
That is the 3DS
Why
game.
did you do that? You earned so much goodwill from us with Resident Evil 7. Everything is great. And then you did this. Also, this was the game that was misspelled on the side of the box. Revelation.
Yeah. You said it like an Australian. That's
That's
In
like
it-
Metal Gear
Revelation.
Triology.
Yeah. No. That's my answer to this is no.
No.
fine.
Yeah, so by the way, the sequel to this is already on Xbox One, Resident Evil Revelations 2.
What?
But as you guys mentioned, one of you, Marlana, mentioned the first one debuted on the 3DS in 2012, came to 360 in 2013.
Hey, for the
Yep.
Resident Evil fan out there, they're probably stoked.
No, they're not. As a Resident Evil fan, no, I'm not. As a huge Resident Evil fan, this is stupid. This game was dumb. This was the game I had to use a Franken controller for the
Capcom
3DS.
likes to re-release things so
Tell it to
that
stop
they can
it.
make double money.
This isn't
It's a
double
Capcom
money.
thing.
This is double money. You get 0.1 money.
In
Probably
case
not a lot of people are going to buy this. He's right.
Yeah, and in case you're wondering, well, if this came to 360 in 2013, it is in fact not backwards compatible. So that's
I'm glad this is joining the pantheon of games coming out this fall, including Destiny 2, Battlefront 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, Mario, Call of Duty.
gonna do great.
Yeah, this is gonna be fine. This is gonna be great.
It's gonna sell like something.
If anyone buys this game,
Let us know.
You're a
Very
jerk.
passionate about
Tweet us.
this.
You're a jerk.
Sorry, Capcom.
no, not be sorry, Capcom. You did incredible with Resident Evil 7. Good job.
No,
Period.
just stop.
Wait a minute.
And I'm excited for Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, when's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite come out? Does it come out against Resident Evil?
The only way you're able to buy it
Yes.
is if you buy Resi-Relations.
you have to
Oh.
pre-order.
Oh my God.
That would be so
Resi
bad.
Revi?
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna call this Resi Revi.
Nice.
What if it's like $15?
I don't care. If they give me $15, I'm still not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna take it as a part-time job.
All right. Finally this
Already
week, Telltale announced their voice cast for their Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy video game, unveiled at South by Southwest, I think it was, or was it PAX East with you guys?
That was.
It was they did the voice cast a day earlier, and then we talked about it on the panel I hosted at PAX East.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Friday Night Lights star Scott Porter is Star-Lord.
Friend of the show.
You've got Shadow of Mordor actress Emily O'Brien as Gamora,
Gamora.
filled with turtle meat. Anybody?
What?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you,
I
Marty.
got you.
I saw a little smirk. Gamora is really neat. He is filled with turtle meat.
got you.
What?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I got you.
Okay.
One person got it.
I don't think Alana was born when MST3K.
Very confused.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
It's coming back. Yeah,
You're gonna-
April.
You're gonna be fine.
Okay. Where did I leave off? Gamora. Yes, is what I really meant. Nolan North, Rocket.
That is
That'll be good.
That'll be
perfect
cool.
casting.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Brandon Paul Eels from Watch Dogs will be Drax. And Adam Harrington, who was, I believe, the lead Marty in The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, he's Bigby.
Yeah, is going to be Groot.
So
What do you reckon he's gonna say?
One of the interesting things
am
about
Groot.
this game is it's 5 episodes, 5 Guardians. Each episode is going to focus on one of the Guardians. What the hell is a conversation with Groot like?
Here's the interesting thing. You couldn't get Vin Diesel to say I am Groot with a few different inflections for the game.
Well, I mean, all of these are different actors because this isn't in the movie universe.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So you got one of your key actors to do Groot.
So bizarre.
I mean, that sounds. They said that
How
he
do
was
you
in the
play as
booth.
Groot?
He was in the booth for quite a while. He like
Doing
did
Groot?
several different I am Groots because I am Groot isn't just I am Groot. It is I am Groot with inflection.
Yeah.
Ah.
Also, I feel like it'd be really fun to play Drax because they described him, which I laughed at, as a literal character, as in he is literal. Like his whole
Yes.
thing is that he's literal,
Yep.
which I really love.
That actually will be really fun to play as.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen him in the trailers and in the movie, of course. He's amazing.
He's
Yeah,
literal.
he's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Like, there's the whole thing is centered around this MacGuffin that they're all chasing after, and they get it, and then there's sort of internal fighting about each of them wants it for a different reason, and so each episode is sort of going to focus on like the reason they need this thing. Which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds cool.
The setup's really good.
Yeah, so it's good. They said they're going to have the biggest spaces of any Telltale game ever. Star-Lord's going to have his rocket boots, a ton of action. They're going for a very cool licensed 70s soundtrack.
Also just excited for them to do something funny.
Yeah, Tales from the Borderlands is the last time
Exactly.
they did that, and they
Yeah.
crushed it.
Yeah.
That was an awesome series.
That
And
is
coming
true.
like, and I don't like Borderlands, and I love that. So I like Guardians of the Galaxy. So this has to be
Telltale's roots is comedy.
Yeah,
You know, back
exactly.
to Sam and
Sam
Max,
and Max.
when they brought that back.
yeah
and
CSI.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious.
For the wrong reason.
God, that is insane. That Jurassic Park came out, and you're like, oh man, Telltale's done. And then Walking Dead came out, and you're like, all right, you guys are back.
Yeah,
Back.
Jurassic Park was the game before Walking Dead.
Yeah.
For
That's
Telltale.
so bizarre.
And I was so excited for Jurassic Park because I love the original Jurassic Park. Not a great video game.
No,
Yeah.
And then
And
there-
especially the art style was just a terrible fit for their engine and
yeah.
didn't go well.
Well, that's like, I mean, we were talking about Firewatch before, like that Telltale gave the keys to sort of their future to Sean Vanneman and Jake Rodkin to sort of one last ditch effort with The Walking Dead, and it turned out to be, Game of the Year material.
Yeah.
And obviously they left and ended up going on to form Campo Santo and Firewatch. So yeah, it's a really cool sort of, they've had a really interesting last like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I would for sure bank on Dave Fennoy showing up somewhere because he's been at least a minor character in
Maybe
most
who's that?
of the
Who's that Michael Rooker character? He's like a blue man, I think, with a boomerang from the film. The racist man from The Walking Dead.
What?
The guy in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, the blue guy.
Oh.
Yandu.
Yes, Yondu.
There you go.
It was the racist part about The Walking
He
Dead.
plays the
that
racist
confused
dude in
me.
The Walking Dead. He plays either Merle or Durrell in The Walking Dead TV show.
Merle and Durrell?
The brothers, Merle and Durrell. One of them's the Southern boy. One of them's
Merle and
PT.
Darryl.
Merle and Durrell. Well, they're
As someone
Southern.
who has not seen that show except for season 1, it sounds made up.
Well, so the two racist brothers are Merle and Durrell, and one of them's played by this man I'm
Darryl
talking
and-
about, and the other one is played by Norman Reedus, the upcoming Naked
Oh,
Man
Norman
from-
Reedus is racist?
No, in the show. But he's not racist
what I
anymore. He's a
meant.
good guy. And he uses a bow and arrow to fight the zombies and protect the
spoilers.
children.
Yeah, well, I won't spoil it.
He has a
Anyway.
motorbike.
The motorbike is racist.
Oh, dang.
You liked Ashley in Mass Effect, so you don't get that.
All right, I liked Ashley in Mass Effect until the last time we played.
Our most recent episode. So his Ashley was actually canonically not racist. She didn't really say anything racist.
And then all of a sudden,
And then he spoke to her. He didn't need to at one point. He just went to the Normandy and he spoke
Well,
to
'cause
her.
I wanted to.
She said something super racist, and he
like,
was
"Oh,
like,
no."
"Oh!" And I was like,
"Oh."
"Yes, finally!"
Aliens on our ships are like dogs. Would you allow dogs onto the ship? And I'm like, well, I would.
You can't just give them the keys to the ship.
I would
You're like,
give dogs.
told you
keys
she
to
was
the ship.
racist.
Yeah, it was really bad. It
Speaking
sucked.
of which, when Neely finished that Mass Effect series, we'll probably record the last episode.
I think
this week.
I think we're
Last
finishing
one's
the game
going
this
out
week.
next week.
Yeah, and so what? So
So you have plenty of time to finish the next 2 games.
yeah.
you got
Okay.
this, Marty.
But really, I wanted to offer an ultimatum.
Ooh.
You said that you would quit your job if you didn't finish the Mass Effect trilogy.
and I stand by that.
That's not going to happen. So instead, we finish the first Mass Effect game,
Okay.
and then you review Duck Dynasty.
I'm not.
That's the only way that you're allowed to stay at IGN is if you review Duck Dynasty.
But that I don't want. I don't want
You have to.
I don't want to.
You have to.
I said I wasn't going to do it 2.5
You
years
either
ago.
have to play Mass Effect 2 and 3 before Andromeda comes
I don't
out,
think I'm going to do that.
or you have to review Duck Dynasty some point the next year.
The game was bad and it was racist.
It doesn't matter.
It was about.
I like how I'm not at all your boss, but I'm like, you have to or you're out, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Can
To be continued.
He's gonna review Duck Dynasty.
we stream it?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. You do what you got to do. Destin,
Yes, sir.
what can we spend our money on? Marketplace report time.
Retail, nothing. Digital, we got Styx, Shards of Darkness for $50. Death Squared for $20. Too Dark for $30. Tabletop Racing World Tour for $15. Kitty Powers' Matchmaker.
It's dating
$12.
sim, Marty.
Really?
It is.
Clicker Heroes. Oh, Justin Davis
Also
plays
a
that one
dating
all the time. Free to play. Trove is free to play.
Trove's a big deal on PC. I just learned about this game recently. It's voxels, and it's sort of RPG, not really crafting, even though it looks kind of like Minecraft. But yeah, this game's huge on PC, so it's coming out on Xbox now.
All right. I wish I could tell you to get this a day ago, but Borderlands 2 was available until the 15th. I think you missed it. Playable demo of Halo Wars 2. Some people said they tried it out. They really liked it, and it made them get the game.
It's a demo.
Halo Wars 2 is
Give it a go.
really, really good. We also have Layers of Fear. That's from March 1st, 31st on Xbox One.
Marty
Evolve
and I actually
Ultimate
did a Let's
Edition.
Play of that.
It's up on the channel.
Yep.
Evolve Ultimate Edition. That's from March 16th to April 15th. And I was right, it's free to play.
Yeah, it's
but
not
it's free to play
on
on
PC.
PC.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who tweeted at me to clarify that error. I'm glad I could clarify it on this episode. And then Heavy Weapon, available from March 16th to 31st on 360 and Xbox One.
Excellent. All right, so Unlock Block trivia. Unfortunately, I've been informed by our legal team we can no longer give things away. There's a whole. It's just whatever.
That's the
it's all
worst.
it's all legalese. But I'm hoping. I think this is a fun little quick segment of the show. Would love it if people would continue to send in questions. I can't give you a game or anything else, but we can give you the shout out on the air and just keep this fun thing rolling. And as Destin
Damn lawyers,
continues
man.
his quest for the a three-peat,
Marty's catching
a
up.
third consecutive.
Well, I definitely
What
know
about
the-
Phil and I?
Well, you guys have a point.
Thank you.
You're on the board.
Great team.
Thanks.
On the board. Marty with 2, Destin with 3, Phil / Alana with 1, Mark Medina 1.
All right.
And that brings us to the question, which comes to us from Sean Hassan in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's Cliff Blazinski territory there nearby in the Tech Triangle. I tweaked his question a little bit because I knew you guys would have no chance otherwise, because I actually didn't remember the original version of his question. But anyway, I'm giving him credit anyway. So the question is about MechAssault. Classic.
You know this one.
Xbox Live.
I actually think I know the answer to this.
But you've got a shot here, okay? Which of the following is not a mech in MechAssault? So MechAssault is an official MechWarrior game set in the BattleTech universe. So if you've played any of the tabletop game, you got opportunities here in pop culture to have known this. None of you know it.
No,
I,
fine.
I,
A lot
I
of them.
might, but I don't want to like.
But here we go.
In case I'm totally off.
So 3 of these are real MechWarrior mechs, MechAssault, and thus MechAssault mechs. Pick out the fake one. Is it Catapult, Atlas, Cougar, or Razor?
Can I go first if Alana kind of knows it?
Yeah, go ahead, Destin.
So I really don't know it. I'm going to go with A, Catapult. I
Okay.
don't know, man. All these seem like they could be mech names. Like they're all pretty believable. I'm torn between a few of them, but I guess I'll go Catapult A.
Okay. Marty?
I'm gonna go with Atlas because he was a robot in Portal 2, and under American law, you can't have 2 robots named the same thing.
Oh dang.
Alana?
I think it's D Razor.
Why?
Any
Yeah, like why-
That's I just feel like I remember the names of the others. That's
Okay.
straight up.
Really?
It. Yeah, I think so. Like I don't.
Well, you think correctly.
Yes!
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Good
That
job,
is
I'm
Alana.
so
correct.
stoked.
Atlas is like one of the most popular mechs
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
MechWarrior universe.
Well, then there's a lot of lawsuits coming your way. I didn't realize there was a MechWarrior universe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You better believe
I
it.
mean, there
It used to be a
are
tabletop
20
game, right?
mechs?
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's how it
Battle
started.
Originally,
Yeah.
yeah, pen and paper game, and now there's MechWarrior Online for PC. MechWarrior 5 is in development for PC.
I remember playing MechWarrior 1 and 2 on old PCs.
Old PC. Yeah, 2 is
really fun.
2 is like an all-time classic.
Yeah. It has like Fog of War, right? Then you walk around with your mech and you
I
encounter
believe so.
enemies.
Yeah, and then
It's really fun.
3 was great too. I played 3 on PC.
I just want more mech games.
Yeah, and then 4 was right, I think, when Microsoft bought the IP. But
Like, you think I've spoken about Armored Core on the show before? I really like Armored Core.
That game rules. Miyazaki.
yeah,
Yeah.
MechWarrior is more simulation-y in
Yeah.
general. MechAssault, of course, is the fast action, console-friendly version. But yeah, MechWarrior's been
Mech Social Justice Warriors, The Walking Sim.
Damn it, Marty.
On that note,
Well done. If you would like to play for pride alone and no prizes, I would greatly appreciate it. Send your Xbox trivia question, include 4 multiple choice answers, note the correct one in your email, and email it to unlocked@ign.com. So here we go. Destin, 3 points. Marty and Alana.
and Phil.
And Phil.
Phil, he donated his point.
Wouldn't have been
You have
terrible
absorbed the point.
if he got it just completely wrong. Like Phil getting a question wrong would just be like, how dare you not know? Like it's good that he did.
It is good. It is good for his own
His
sense of
brand.
public pride that he was able to get that.
What was
one
the
right.
question?
I don't remember.
Wasn't a banjo one. Was it a year one? I don't know.
Something original Xbox.
Either about banjos or years.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, we've 3, 2, and 2. We got a
Holding on to
race.
that lead.
We've got a race. All right, let's get out of here, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
Destin, plug in anything? What are we up to?
So this whole month, I've been working on Mass Effect Andromeda content. So basically, I just want you to go check out the IGN first stuff. I understand if you're waiting on spoilers, that I get, but there's some safer stuff that you can look at. So check out all the Andromeda content that we have. Go.ign.com/Mass Effect Andromeda. Right, Ryan?
That is the correct URL, yes.
Yeah. And
Wait, you said go.ign.com, right?
yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, and definitely check out Miranda's preview. That's spoiler free, and you can actually read that and feel safe for sure. Very happy with what we were able to produce with that team, and yeah.
Yeah, I also, a PAX thing I'll plug is I wrote a multiplayer preview of Mass Effect Andromeda, which is also now up on the site. And we did some other cool PAX stuff, fun videos that we made. There's a dumb John Wick VR one where I won because Marty had to take his glasses off and couldn't see anything.
Yeah, we had this John Wick VR video where we played against each other in this John Wick shootout, and the person at the booth told me. So the whole thing
Take
was
off your
we would play.
glasses?
One would play, and the other one would sort of commentate and make fun of them while they played.
Okay.
And she told me I had to take off my glasses, and I was like, "Well, I'm legally blind, and I can't." And she's like, "No, you can't do VR with glasses." I'm like, "Well, that's clearly not true. I've done lots of VR without glasses." And so I was just like, "Well, I'm not gonna put up a fight because this video is gonna be dumb anyways." I took my glasses off, and I played completely blind. And I just spun in circles and fired and died very quickly. And then I watched Alana play, and I was like, "Oh, you can duck, you can grab grenades. Oh, that's what the enemies look like." So that didn't go well.
You got 210 points.
I
And
got 210 points, which was a
Wow.
lot.
2,600
For being
or
blind,
something.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Marty's new glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
been
producer
years.
here is very, very excited. Sean Finnegan officially shot my first and last video ever with those glasses. I got those glasses while I was at 1UP.
Wow.
And he was our producer then, and then he shot the video.
That is far too long for one pair of glasses.
You don't know that. You don't even have glasses.
You're
what are you
right.
talking
I'm
about?
sorry.
2 eyes?
Oh, dang. Do you not have 2 eyes?
No, I got 4 eyes.
You know what they could do? They could go watch
self-burn.
your multiplayer impressions from Mass Effect and then watch video of the actual gameplay.
Oh,
because
yeah,
we
'cause
didn't have
it'll be up.
B-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't give us any B-roll. People complained in the comments, like, legit, if we tried. Like, we want to give you that B-roll.
It'll be available by the time you see this.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah.
All right, good
Either
stuff.
of you?
Nah, we good.
I'm at DMC_Ryan. And what have I been doing? Oh, I reviewed the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which if you're buying a Switch or considering it, it is something you probably want because it's basically a 360 controller in all the best of ways, ergonomically especially. So steep price, but otherwise excellent gamepad there. And I think that's pretty much it.
Sweet.
I feel like I'm forgetting something we're supposed to plug. But
Kevin!
No, it's just the Crackdown 3 release date announcement that's happening
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, the
yeah.
thing that we totally missed
Yep.
because we recorded earlier. All right, for Marty, Alana, and Destin, I'm Ryan. This was Unlocked 287, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.